Let's talk about Tenet, a 2020 film directed by the one, the only, Christopher Nolan, starring John David Washington and Robert Pattinson. I am so glad that we are finally allowed back at the movies. I have been dreading this pandemic because I haven't been able to go to the movies, and doing these reviews, watching movies at home is great, but it's not the full experience, and I just missed watching a movie on the big screen. And I'm so glad I got to watch a Nolan film in the theaters, on the big screen, in IMAX. It was just a wonderful experience. So that was awesome. And this movie is something special. So this movie is about John David Washington. He wakes up in this new world with this word Tenet. And he is trying to figure out what's going on with these items that are inverted, where like a bullet in a gun, instead of coming out of the gun, it shoots back into the gun and stuff like that. He's trying to figure that out and trying to stop Kenneth Branagh's character from destroying the world. So a pretty crazy start just from the plot, and there's so much more to this movie. So to start off, the acting in this movie was really good. It was awesome to see Denzel Washington's son be the lead in a movie, and I think he did a pretty good job. Robert Pattinson, I'm so glad that he was in this movie. I'm hoping a lot more people get to see him and see how great of an actor he actually is, and the potential that he has, and how I have full faith that he's going to be a great Bruce Wayne in the Batman movie. And I hope after watching this movie you agree with me. And I think Kenneth Branagh did a really good job in the villain role. There was a lot of intense sequences with him that I really felt, and I thought that was really good. Now, a lot of people critique the characters in this movie because they don't really develop in the story. You don't really know who people are. You don't really get a connection with anybody, not even the lead, Washington. There's just a lot of mystery with everybody. You don't really know their motives, why they're here, where they came from, what's going on. There's a lot of mystery in this movie, a lot of open-ended, not really explanation on everything. And I think rewatching the film, you will be able to pick up on a lot more things. Now, a lot of people critique that, and I get it. That is definitely an issue with this movie. It proves that this isn't a perfect film. This is imperfect. But I think all of that stuff was intentional for the rest of the film, and you'll see that in the later half of the movie, that I'm pretty sure all of that stuff was intentional, and I think if you re-watch the film, there's going to be a lot of things that you pick up on the second time around. So for the first half of this film, there's not that much mind-bending stuff. It was actually pretty grounded, except for like some introductions to the inverted aspect of this story, but it really does feel like a James Bond film, as some people have compared it to, where he's just a guy in a suit trying to stop a bad guy from destroying the world. And that's okay, because there's an awesome action sequence with Washington that I thought was really good, really greatly choreographed. I think it's one of the best action sequences I've seen in recent years. But it definitely is a little slow moving, and you're really just confused about what's going on and where the mind-bending stuff is going to come in. And that's when the second half of the movie comes in and makes a complete 180, and it's just absolutely mind-bending, just intensified sequences throughout the rest of the film. This concept is absolutely genius. I can't believe somebody actually was able to come up with this idea and give it to us in this mesmerizing way. That final battle sequence has to be one of the most ambiguous scenes or sequences in movie history. It is just absolutely gorgeous. It's genius. It's just absolutely amazing to watch. It's just... This second half of this movie really just leaves you with... It takes your breath away. Your eyes are glued to the screen, and your heart's racing, and it's just an amazing experience, and your mind is trying to figure out what's going on. Like, once this movie ended, while the credits rolled, I was just silent. My mind was just still trying to comprehend what happened in the final scene and 3 scenes before that. It was just it really had my mind overloaded with what was going on, and I know there was so much that I missed, and there's so many more details that I think I will pick up on the next time I watch it, and I think it'll make it a much better film, because like I know, to compare it to Memento, another Christopher Nolan film, watching it the first time, you're really just confused on what's going on, and you really don't know where the story's going, and you're really kind of just, you're lost, and you're just experiencing the movie. And then when you re-watch Memento, you understood where it went, so you see how it built up in this really nice way, and how it played out, and it was a really enjoyable movie. I think this movie is exactly like that, where this first time go around is just an absolute experience. You can't really think about what's going on. You just watch this beautiful movie come to life. And then when you rewatch it, there's going to be a lot of things that connect it and make it a nice, cohesive story. But I think this movie is 100% worth checking out. It is an amazing movie. It's a great addition to his amazing portfolio. Yes, it's an imperfect film, and that's okay. Not every single one of his movies has to be perfection, and that's fine. Now, I really want to give this movie a 5 out of 5 stars, just because I love Christopher Nolan movies, and I think pretty much all of his movies deserve 5 stars. But with those issues with the characters, and there were a couple other things I really didn't, because it was so mind-bending, I missed a lot of the ending of this movie, because I was just so focused on trying to comprehend what I was watching in the scenes before. So I have to give it a 4 out of 5 stars. I'm leaning towards the 4.5 stars. It was a really good movie. It wasn't perfect, but it was a really good movie, and it's 100% worth checking out. And I can't wait to rewatch this movie. Let me know down below if you've seen Tenet, or if you plan on going to see Tenet, or if you went to the movies to see something else, or if you're saving the movie experience for another movie in the future. Let me know down below. But anyways, Tenet is playing in theaters. Go check it out.